Well, hello everyone, and a very, very warm welcome to Gander Green Lane for a very special Hive Live away day. It's Sutton United against the Bees, and it's a big one. We're going to take you through all the permutations. We're going to have a little pre-match chat, build up the game, hopefully without creating too many nerves, because we're feeling them, I think, up here as well in the press box. It's a fairly warm afternoon here, not too cold, not too warm. There is a cloud over the sky though, and it does threaten to maybe drizzle at some point soon, but there is a chance here today that Barnet could be crowned champions. There is an equal chance that Barnet might have to go to the final day. There's also another chance that Barnet could win it against Aldershot next game. But what are the permutations? How is that going to happen? What do the Bees need? Obviously a win would be fantastic. So you're listening to myself, Rory Edwards, alongside Brian Matovu. Hello, Brian.
Oh, hi, Rory. How are you, mate?
Well, how are you, first of all?
It's firstly, good afternoon to all the Bees fans who are tuning in and to everyone else who's tuning in. We are at Gander Green Lane, and I can't wait for this game. Hive Live away from home for the first time this season, and what a day to have it. A lot of Bees fans have travelled 1,500. We're sitting literally right opposite them, so they're getting me excited. The flags are waving, the flags are out, and I just can't wait for the game to begin.
Yeah, brilliant atmosphere is brewing here. Huge, pretty big attendance from the Bees so far, with still 15 minutes to go until kick-off. That stand behind the goal is rammed, and the atmosphere is definitely building. Could today be a very special day? That is why we're here, just in case it is a very, very special day. Thanks very much to those who are joining on the YouTube stream. Early doors, Finn Moulding, come on you Bees. Alexandro says you Bees. Mr. Goat, Barnet 4-1 today. John Kennedy, come on Barnet and come on Oldham, do us a favour. And Finn is watching from Cheshire. Now, of course, this game is being streamed live on DAZN, but that doesn't mean you don't have to listen to our commentary if you so choose. We're Barnet-centric here. We're going to take you through what is set to be a very nervy occasion, I'm sure, for everyone involved. There will be a match clock to take you through the game, so you can just pause the stream and sync it up with the DAZN clock. It might take a little bit of trial and error, but hopefully it will be worth the effort to get our commentary on the stream. So, Barnet, last time out, it was a bit of a disappointing result against Eastleigh. Bit of an understatement. 1-1 draw, the second in as many games. And we were wondering whether really it could turn out to be quite a significant point, or the sign of something maybe a little bit more sinister, the sign of a psychological wobble.
Yeah, I think the large sentiment we got from the players and from Dean Brennan and all the coaching staff was that although we want to win the game, it's a point towards that 100-point target total which Dean Brennan set at the beginning of the season. Of course, it's not ideal given the circumstances, given that York again were managed to peak back that gap of 11 points down to only just 4 points. However, it's a point towards the target, and you just got to focus on the next game, and that's what Dean Brennan said. Monster Monday, focus on this game against Sutton United, and what a better way to get 3 points than we'll be able to get it today.
Yeah, we were talking in the post-match podcast last time out about what sort of went wrong in the last game. We just couldn't really find a way through Eastleigh's low block, moved the ball a little bit too slowly, didn't get the ball in the box enough, that sort of thing, and the game petered out rather than the Bees really throwing everything at it. And there was just a little bit of a sense of, what's coming next.
Yeah, there was just I felt in the second half it was just a bit difficult for Barnet to break Eastleigh down. Of course, Eastleigh had something to hold on to. They got the goal in the first half through a mistake, unfortunately, but in the second half they made it really, really difficult for Barnet to break them down. Barnet made substitutes, brought on Lee and Love, brought on other players as well, but he just couldn't break them down. Really struggled to create any sort of clear-cut opportunities, which is a disappointment given how many goals Barnet scored over the course of the season. It feels like they have dried up over the last few games. And fair play to Eastleigh, they defended well, they played in a deep block, and it just felt like nothing could really be broken down. But at least it was a point, didn't lose the game in the end, which could have happened. Things like that do happen, but you just got to move on, focus on this game. Liam Lover's back in the side now, and hopefully he can pick the goals.
He certainly is, and we'll go through the lineup shortly. Just a few more comments. Paul Newman, come on you bees. Josie says, let's hope it's a better game than Friday, my second game of the season in person.
Wow.
So you're actually here then, Josie? Well, maybe come and say hi at some point. Joseph Grace, come on Barnet. Stephen says, hoping for the bees to win and York draw so we can do it at home. And Clive Chilvers thinks it's going to be a 3-0 win for the bees today. Now, Dean Brennan was fairly sanguine again, and we were talking about his reaction, whether or not it was a kind of, a bit of Dean Brennanism, going on here, where he kind of hides what he really thinks in the name of just keeping positive. What he says behind closed doors, we don't know. He's bound to be disappointed and frustrated by that result, but he did say it's a point in the right direction. It's a point closer to the 100 points target, and didn't decide to go down too negative a road.
Absolutely, and he's absolutely right. It's a point towards the target, and also there's a game to be had on the Monday. When you said it on the Friday, there's obviously a game in a couple of days' time. You can't throw all the toys out of the pram. It's still in Barnet's hands, and that's what he's looking at. It's still in our hands. We still got all the cards. Whatever we do is what happens in regards to the end result. And to be fair to Dean Brennan, we know behind closed doors, and also the players will know exactly what's going on, what they need to do. So Dean Brennan hasn't got to come out and throw his toys out the pram, and also he's the messenger, he's the leader of the whole club, to be fair. And if he's coming out with panic, that might set into the fans, and you want the fans to be positive, to be getting behind the side. That's what Dean Brennan says. Get behind the side, back us, and we'll give you everything towards getting that league title.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's take you through the permutations then, just to be absolutely clear. There are 3 different scenarios that can happen today. Barnet can, in one scenario, win the league after this game is over, if they beat Sutton United and Oldham beat York away from home. That is the one scenario in which the bees could lift the title today, secure it mathematically, and what an amazing occasion it would be. But there are quite a few other scenarios. The second scenario is the bees can win it at home against Aldershot, which I know some of you are sort of preferring at this point. And there is also, of course, the third scenario, which leaves the door open for York, and that doesn't really bear thinking about too much.
Not at all.
But just to be absolutely clear, a Barnet win and a York win means the bees need 3 more points. A Barnet win and a York draw means the bees need 1 more point. A Barnet win and a York loss means, of course, that we are champions. A Barnet draw and a York win means that we need 5 more points. This is assuming that they win the final 2 games, York. If Barnet draw and York draw, bees need 3 more points to win it. If Barnet draw and York lose, the bees need 2 more points. Don't worry, we're getting there. If Barnet lose and York win, the bees need 6 more points to mathematically secure it, which is the worst case scenario. If Barnet lose and York draw, the bees need 4 more points, so they can't win it against Aldershot in that scenario. And finally, if both teams lose today, it's as you were, and the bees need 3 more points and can win it against Aldershot. So I know that's a lot to take in, and we'll be reminding you, of course, what the permutations are as we go through. We'll also be keeping a very close eye on the York score, who play Oldham. So we say we can't influence anyone else's results, just focus on our own, but inevitably, Brian, the York result does matter. Yeah,
absolutely. Like you said, there's so many different permutations, of course. The ideal permutation, I think, for most Bees fans would be to beat Sutton United today, and for Oldham to do us a favour by beating York City. But like I said, you can't be thinking of permutations throughout the game, especially the players. They just got to be thinking of, we win our game, whatever happens after happens. We win our game, we know that we're that step closer, knowing that we could win it today, or we win at home against Aldershot. So that's what they've got to be thinking about. And like you said, the York result does matter, because if, and I pray it doesn't happen, if the nightmare scenario happened and Barnet were to draw or lose the game, then we'd have to obviously hope York City do drop points as well. So the ideal is Barnet win regardless, but if Barnet don't win, York need to drop points. But going into next week, we do know regardless of what happens, Barnet will be top of the league. It just depends how many points ahead of York they are.
Yeah, exactly that. So we'll be obviously keeping a close eye on the score up in the north. So Barnet face a Sutton United side today away from home. Now, Sutton United are a bit of a strange one. They are the most middling side in the league. I'm going to read you a couple of interesting stats here about them. This season, they've had 7 wins, 7 draws and 7 losses. They've scored 26 and conceded 26. And they are slap bang in the middle of the table, 12th out of 24.
Yeah.
So a more middling side you could not hope to play.
Yeah, I'm real. I mean, this is literally the middle of the table as you can get. They're literally as average as, if you had to pick average, they'll be Sutton United. And to be fair to them, I mean, they did come down from League 2 last season, so I guess it's a decent first season. Of course, they'd love to be challenging for the promotion places, but they are middle of the road side. But like you said, from the reverse fixture, they did pose a really, really tough match for the Bees. So nothing to sneeze upon, look down upon. They obviously want to come out, win the game. Some of them play for contracts, and also you're playing for pride. You're playing against a really big crowd. 1,500 Barnet fans are here today, so why not put in a performance to try and beat them?
Yeah, well, exactly. And we saw Eastleigh last week, sit in a low block, determined to frustrate the Bees and spoil the party without having anything really to play for themselves. So it's interesting. We await to see what kind of performance Sutton are going to put in today. Are they going to be up for it? By all accounts, they put in a decent performance at Aldershot, another side with nothing to play for. But before that, they lost 4-1 to Ebbsfleet. So there is that. Not only that, but Sutton United are not high scorers. Certainly at home, they haven't scored more than 1 goal since a 2-2 draw on the 15th of January against Wealdstone. So they didn't even win the game when they scored more than 1 goal. Having said that, the Bees haven't been in fine goal scoring form either, have they? Yeah,
you're right. I mean, Bees have only scored, was it 4 goals in their last 4 games, 3 goals in the last 4 games, conceded 4. So like you said, the Bees goals have dried up. When you think about it, it wasn't so long ago Bees were beating Yeovil 5-0. It looked like we couldn't stop scoring goals. But today is a new day, a new opportunity, and hopefully the goals will be here at Gander Green Lane for the Bees.
And out come the players. Well, if you're just joining us, I want to really bring this home for you now, as simply as I can. This game could end with Barnet Football Club as champions of the Vanarama National League. It could end with Barnet 1 step from glory and an opportunity to win the title at home on Saturday. The third scenario doesn't really bear thinking about too much right now, but let's just say it probably means this goes to the final day. But whatever today's outcome, wherever you are in the world, listening, watching, make sure you send out the most positive of vibes into the universe today. Anything to help this incredible Barnet side, who have treated us to a truly superb season on the whole. Let them do the hardest thing in any sport, get over the finish line. We'll be keeping close tabs, of course, on the York City score, because even though Barnet's destiny is very much in their own hands, the score up north will inevitably have a huge say in proceedings. So let's take you through the lineups for today's fixture. Owen Evans remains in goal. Ben Coker is slotting in at wing-back in for Idris Kanu, who has clearly felt his hamstring. Tavares Aluwo and Collins make up the rest of that back 3. And Ryan Glover, we think, is moving to the right. Hartigan and Shelton keep their place. Stead and Brown are in the 10s. And Leon Love comes into the squad today. On the bench, Jermaine Francis is, since being recalled, this is his first game back with the Bees since last year, and Jordan Cropper as well is returning from injury to be back on the bench. He will probably be most likely used only in an emergency. Sutton United make just 1 change to the side that drew away to the shots last week. Hayden Muller comes in at centre-back for League One playoff winner Harry Ransom, who drops to the bench. And top scorer Will Davis with just the 18 goals this season, 1 coming at the Hive in that Boxing Day thriller. 3-3 draw, we remember that well, is on the bench again today with Ashley Naderson leading the line for the U's. He also got a goal at the Hive. So Brian, are you brave enough to make a prediction today?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this score will be, I think Bees are going to win. They're going to get back into winning ways. It's a massive game. 1,500 Bees fans supporting. I'm going to go for Sutton United 1, Barnet 3. Yourself?
Well, you're confident that the goals are going to come back. Yeah. Looking statistically, given Sutton's low scoring and Barnet's low scoring, I think it's going to be a low scoring match, and I think 1 goal could swing it, and I'm hoping that it's going to be in the Bees' favour, 1-0.
Yeah.
But let's see.
So, mate.
Let's see what it's going to be. The first half, Barnet will actually be shooting towards their own fans, which is an interesting choice.
Yeah, I think we've lost the coin toss, it seems. Obviously, ideally, you like to shoot in front of your fans in the second half, given if you need a goal, but what more motivation to start the game than to score in front of your own fans? I'm sure they'd all love that, wouldn't they, the Bees fans?
They certainly will. James Bancroft is waiting to get us started. Quick look at the watch. Checking everyone is okay. Raises his hand. Well, the tension is palpable here. E-I-E-I-E-I-O is the chant coming from behind the Sutton United goal, and off we go. Sutton kick us off and launch one immediately down the left-hand side. It's hooked into the penalty area and cleared away immediately by Luwo. Sutton have it on that far left side, but it's intercepted instead. Gets it over towards Glover. Glover gets a first-time ball in towards the middle to Brown, but it's flicked away, and Sutton launch one forward rather aimlessly, and that's going to go out for a goal kick for the Bees.
I think Dean Brennan will really want to fast up from his side today. You know, he's been a real struggle in these last couple home games, getting an early goal. But I think this away game set the tone early on, get a fast start, get an early goal, get a good chance, get the Bees fans really rocking and try and quiet in this stadium.
Long ball launched towards the Sutton end. Into the air, Leon Love tries to knock it on towards Stead. Stead loses that battle, and Sutton come away with it on the left-hand side. Naderson up against Tavares. Tavares wins that battle and gets it back safely to Owen Evans. Owen Evans launches one forward first time up towards Reece Brown. Reece Brown rises for it but loses the header, but it finds only Adeoluwo inside his own half. Needs to be quick about this as Kane Adom tried to chase him down. Diagonal play towards Ryan Glover. Brilliant ball, and he's managed to control it. Claims for handball there, but Ryan Glover has actually fouled his man and given away a free kick inside the Sutton half on the far side.
Again, we've got a perfect view similar to the weekend where we can see Dean Brennan and also Steve Morrison remonstrating with the fourth official already, so it's really good to see that all the instructions were early on.
Ian Elliott is nervous, but come on you Bees. Mike Glover, come on lads, son, watching from home. Chris R is listening from Gibraltar. Lots of familiar names here. Piano Discordian, midnight in Sydney. Really looking forward to this one. I know last time you were up very late, Piano Discordian, so great commitment. Bees play it back to Owen Evans, who drills one forward first time. Leon Love will chase this up against the Sutton centre-back, but it's cleared away only as far as Reece Brown. Now Brown approaching the penalty area on this left-hand side, in towards the area, taking on his man. Can he find space for a shot? Goes for the far corner! And it's just wide of the goal. It was Leon Love with a header just past the right post, and it looked for a second like that was nestling in the bottom corner.
Oh, honestly, what that could have been an amazing start for Barnet. It all starts from Owen Evans. He just goes long. That's the second time he's gone long. Ball falls to Reece Brown. He cuts inside, and I think he's taking a good effort. It takes a deflection, falls to Leon Love at the back post, and unfortunately for him, he heads it wide. But what an opportunity for Barnet to take the lead early on. But a good start from the Bees and sets the tone early on.
Well, Reece Brown looks in the mood, and Leon Love showing how much he's been missed in the last couple of games. He came on the 60th minute against Eastleigh, couldn't quite get into the game, struggled for fitness, but hopefully he's up and at it today and he looks sharp.
Absolutely. I think it's really interesting. Owen Evans, he's just gone long to start this game. He hasn't played any short passes so far, and that's what caused the danger.
Well, the ball comes over the top towards Leon Love again down the right flank. Glover tried to find him, but it was just a bit overhit, and it's collected by Jack Sims. Jack Sims, of course, he conceded that 99th minute equaliser in the reverse fixture. That crazy game.
Mental game that was.
Glover's goal, not Hayes' goal. Long ball played for Sutton down the right-hand side. Naderson chases, but again it's overhit, and Owen Evans calmly sees that out of play for a Barnet goal kick.
Yeah, just going back to Owen Evans, I think definitely a message they would have practiced today, just going long, which is a much different to what we're usually used to seeing from Barnet. He's usually playing that from the back, trying to draw teams out, but now it's really direct football at the moment.
Here comes Ryan Glover for the Bees on the right hand side. Can he get a cross in, taking on his man? Lays it off to Mark Shelton, but it was far too short and needed a shout there, although the U's have just given it straight back, and the Bees can come again with Danny Collins on the far side. His pass up the right flank is blocked, and it's out for a throw into the Bees inside the Sutton half, halfway inside the Sutton half, right in front of the Burger Grill. Jose Flores asks, Barnet wins today, they win the title? No, they do not win the title. They only win the title if they win today and York lose against Oldham Athletic. Collins lines up a long throw. Aluo has plenty of time to get one into the box. He flicked the header on. It was a totally free header, but it's cleared away by Sutton, and the Bees are dominating the early proceedings here. Ben Coker gets it back to Evans. Evans hits a diagonal towards Mark Shelton, but it was far too close to the keeper, and Stead isn't going to get there either. Jack Sims drop kicks one long towards Kane Adon, but it's dealt with by Coker. Heads forward. Shelton collects that loose ball and plays it back to Coker. Good play from Mark Shelton, and it's back with Owen Evans.
Yeah, really good start from the Bees, and fair play Aduilo won the first header, flicked it on. Fortunately, no one could pick up the second ball, but Barnet looking in the mood, looking really sharp, really want to get that early goal.
Well, the long header has found Kane Adom, who's onside here. He's up against Aluo, forced back. And here's Jackson for the U's. Plays it down the right-hand side for Odalusi. Here's Simper. Gets it back from his man. Good play from Sutton this. Simper goes from long range, and it's a brilliant save in the end from Owen Evans down to his left. It looked like it could have snuck in that right corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we're saying Barnet are on top, but it's just a nice bit of 1-2 from Lewis Simper. Gets the return back, and he takes a really lovely shot with his left foot. Good play from Owen Evans, getting down low and parrying it away from goal where it looked like it was nestling into that bottom corner, but just going to show you that Sutton do pose a threat.
They certainly do, and that's two really good chances for either side now, or one chance each. But it's resulted in a Sutton United corner on this near side. I think it's Simper who's going to take this one. Left-footed delivery into the box, but it's far too close to Owen Evans, who catches that, and can he roll it out quickly here? Instead, he lets the Bees players go up before drop-kicking it down the right-hand side. And that was actually a crucial interception in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like Reece Brown was literally going to be onto that, and he would have been in on goal.
By Kane Adom doing his defensive duties. Throw-in taken to Brown. Brown gets it over to Glover just on that far side. Lays it off. Stead. Turns. Just on that far side. Can he get the ball in? Oh, it's missed! And there's a chance on the edge of the area! It's in! Barnet have scored!
Shelton.
Mark Shelton! Well, what a time to score to settle the nerves!
We did mention Barnet started the game on fire, looking to get that early goal, and they've got it. It's Mark Shelton, it's that man. He made a mistake in the last game with a sloppy pass, but what a way to return by getting the early goal in this first big game of the day. It's a good play from Callum Stead on the right-hand side. He just pulls it back, and I think Sutton, they just failed to clear his lines, and Mark Shelton's not the cleanest connection, but it finds the bottom corner, and that will settle the nerves for all the Bees fans down here today. What a start.
Well, the Bees fans over behind that goal are in raptures. And this will definitely settle the nerves.
Oh, absolutely. Now we say over to you, York City. What have you got for us? But it's a fantastic start from the Bees, and that's exactly what they would have won. That's exactly what Dean Brennan would have asked. Get that early goal, settle the nerves. And now Barnet can play a bit more freedom, knowing that goal has come. But still a long way to go in this game. And from the previous meeting with Sutton, we know that they do like a late goal. So this game isn't over by any stretch. But that's the perfect way to begin a tough away game.
Well, what a start for the Bees here. What a start. And here's Liam Love using his strength brilliantly. What can he do here? Finds Glover on the overlap. Can he get the ball into the box? It's headed away. Coker, can he rescue it? Oh, it's just too long for him. And it's collected by Coker. Bees playing it around at the back now. Here's Glover into Stead. Stead, great turn down the right channel. Can he find Glover into space? He can, inside. Glover. Oh, it's a heavy touch from Glover, and Sutton can launch one forward now. But, there's a chance. And Simper's in on goal here. Does Owen Evans come or not? Brilliant tackle from Owen Evans. That's a sliding challenge. Oh, no, no foul, says the referee. I can't really believe that. Owen Evans did brilliantly there to slide tackle his man. And Steve Morrison in front of us is absolutely fuming.
Yep, he is absolutely fuming. He's going to be given a yellow card, it seems.
Wow.
But what a moment that was. I mean, he just started from Adi Aluwa, just miscontrols the ball and simpers in. He tries to run Owen Evans, and it's a fantastic tackle from Owen Evans. But then on that second challenge, it looked as if he brought down Simper. But the referee did not give it at all. Of course, we don't get the benefit of having a replay. But Steve Morrison is fuming at that decision not to give a penalty. And the referee gives him a yellow card.
Dean Brennan was having a word as well. I think he was imitating that there was some sort of push.
But the most important thing is that the penalty has not been given, and Barnet do have a throw-in. But I mean, Steve Morrison is fuming at that decision. We'll have a look at it now on the replay in front of us.
I think Owen Evans has got away with one there.
Yeah, he might have got away with one, Owen Evans, but
he did so well initially, didn't he? To get a sliding tackle. He thought about coming there, didn't, and just about got there with a sliding challenge, but Simper kept going.
Yeah.
And that is, I have to say, Barnet have ridden their luck there.
Yeah. He makes an excellent tackle in the first instance to stop Simper from rounding him, but Simper gets the rebound and tries to go again, and it looks like he's been brought down. But the referee says play on, and Barnet continue with a throw-in, but that will be a controversial moment that will be spoken about after the game by Steve Morrison, I'm sure. But unfortunately for Bees and everyone associated with Barnet, no penalty.
Huge moment in this game. Huge moment.
Yeah, goes to show that Barnet have got to stay fully concentrated in this game, because a moment like that goes your way, that goes against you.
Well, Steve Morrison is still remonstrating right directly in front of us with the fourth official. He was apoplectic with that decision, and let's just put it this way: if that was the other way round, I'd feel a little aggrieved. But it hasn't been given, and Barnet live another day. But it's a warning sign.
Absolutely.
It's Lewis Simper, who has got 2 goals in as many games. He's in good goal-scoring form, and the Bees really need to be careful of that counter-attacking threat. They let him in far too easily there, didn't they?
Yeah, was it Simper that was for the... I think he's talking. I think Steve Morrison might be going off now.
Oh, he's still moaning, is Steve Morrison, and the referee's coming over to him. And is he going to give him a second yellow card here? Yes. Or a first... Sorry, actually, he didn't give him a yellow card initially.
He let him off the hook.
He let him off. Well, you think if this goes any longer, he's definitely going to be joining us here in the stands.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve Morris, he's fuming. He's not changing his mind at all. And to be fair to him,
well, he was fiery as a player, wasn't he? Steve Morrison played for Millwall.
Absolutely.
Pure legend of the game. Great touch from Liam Love there. Has he been fouled? Yes, he has. And much to the annoyance of the Sutton fans, they think the referee is not having his best game. Liam Love is doing his best to G up the Barnet fans behind the goal as well. And Barnet have won a free kick here, right on the edge of the area, to the left-hand side. And this is definitely shooting territory for the likes of Mark Shelton or Anthony Hartigan. Yeah,
definitely. This is Hartigan's angle. He likes his angle where he can in-swing it or curl it. I don't think he'll be delivering it to the back post. I think he's going to go for goal should he take this. But it's a really good angle for either Shelton or Hartigan to take this.
Well, a second goal now would be incredible, really. In a game where the pressure is on, the Bees have risen to the occasion and they've got the first goal. But they've only scored 1 goal in 6 of their last 7. So they need to do something special today. You feel that with Sutton's danger on the counter, 1 goal is not going to be enough. And on 13 minutes, it looks like it's going to be Mark Shelton with his right foot. No, he leaves it. And there's a training ground routine. Oh, Reece Brown miscontrolled it. Oh. It was actually quite a good routine there. It was a short pass into Brown from Hartigan. Shelton left it. Ball played back up from Evans and Love. Can he collect it on that right-hand side? He's been pulled down there, but not enough in it.
Yep, just going back to that free kick, like I said, really good free kick routine. He just plays it short into Reece Brown. He just can't control it. If he controls it, he gets a shot away and potentially another goal for Barnet.
And Reece Brown has such a good touch. You'd expect so much more from him there.
Absolutely, I'm sure they would have worked on that in training a number of times. Would have been.
It means you can't do that again.
Yeah, absolutely. Plan B next time.
Yeah, we're just seeing it on the replay now. Shelton feigned to take it. It was Anthony Hardigan who got it into Brown, and if he could have just got that under his control, he's the perfect man to take quick snapshots out of nowhere.
Definitely.
Doesn't need any backlift. But I wouldn't bet against Reece Brown getting another big chance today and possibly even notching a goal. Anyway, it's Owen Evans who's taking a goal kick here. Launches one up to Stead. Stead tries to knock it on, but it's fallen to Simper in the middle of the park. The header is one, and Hartigan gets it over to Brown. Brown, great turn from him. Short pass into Shelton. Shelton forward. Has he been caught late? He has, by Lewis Simper. This referee is certainly not endearing himself to these home fans, is he?
Not at all. I mean, that is a definite foul from Lewis Simper on Mark Shelton, but it just makes Sutton fans get even more annoyed given the decision that it wasn't given in their favour. With Steve Morris, you could just see it in his veins. He's just not happy about it at all.
Well, his veins are probably popping out of his head.
Yeah, absolutely.
Currently still 0-0 at York. Keeping a very close eye on that one. And it's Sutton 0, Barnet 1. Hartigan floats one towards the right-hand side. Collins heads it over to and Love. Lays it off to Glover. Glover, can he rescue this? Has he run out of play? No, he hasn't. Still got it on that far side. Shelton gets one in first time. Aluo, has he been dragged down? Well, Dean Brennan thinks that that's a foul, and maybe the referee just evening things up there. Ball played down the right-hand channel towards Naddison, but Owen Evans is quick off his line to snuff out the danger early. But I think that must be a case of the referee trying to even things up, because that looked a stonewaller.
Yeah, looked like Addy Little was brought down as soon as he was rising up for that header. Like I said, maybe the referee's trying to even things up. Maybe he realised he's made a blunder earlier on, but...
Oh, Simper almost gets it in.
Dean Brennan was not happy with that decision at all. So both managers aren't happy with the referee in the first 15 minutes of this game. Looking back on that replay.
Well, Adioluwo was definitely hauled down.
Yeah, we'll have a look at it now. Ball in from Shelton.
But you could argue...
I think it was pushed. I don't think it was pushed down as soon as it was going.
There was definitely contact. We saw
100%
it. We could
contact.
see it. And Dean Brennan was over to the fourth official at lightning speed. But it's going to be Simper to take a corner for Sutton. Left-footed delivery, and that's another poor one from Simper, actually. Yeah. First one was straight into Evans' hands, and that one goes straight out of play. Yeah. And it's a goal kick and a let-off.
Way over it from Simper. I mean, he's been in and around everything, it seems, in his first 15 minutes for Sutton United. Potentially should have got a penalty, had the early shot on that, caused Owen Evans to make a good save, and now he's had two corners, two poor deliveries from Simper, usually much better. But what an eventful 15 minutes you've had so far. I mean, two penalties, potentially a goal. He was nudged, yeah.
We've just seen on the replay definite contact with the Luo there. He'll feel aggrieved. But a last play went on. Here's Glover on that far side, lays it off to Danny Collins. Collins launches one first time towards and Love. And where's it going to drop? As a last touch come off a Sutton player, it's going to be a throw into the Bees right near that corner flag on the far side in front of the travelling Bee Army. Great following from the Bees today.
Oh, absolutely. It's fantastic to see the stadium packed out, especially down the Barnet end. They've got an early goal in front of their fans, which they would have wanted.
Well, the last long throw Collins took, he found a Luo with a free header. This time it's Glover in towards the middle. Deflected header. Collins almost tries to find it, and it's out of play for another throw on this near side now. And Glover is jogging over to take this one, but it's Shelton who's got it in his hands. He's going to leave it for Glover.
Yeah, I mean, the players just throw in the box to Addy Lewis. He gets the first contact, and hopefully someone like a Liam Love or a Callumstead gets the second contact, which heads into the back of the net. But Addy Lewis has been winning all the headers so far.
Glover with the long throw.
There you go.
Into the middle. It's cleared away. Stead might rescue this. Just about gets enough contacts on it towards Ben Coker, who takes no chances and just gets it out of play on that far side to prevent the counter-attack. And it's a throw into Sutton on the far side. Topoloy takes, but it hasn't got enough on it, and it's headed forward by Hartigan. Topoloy has it again on that left-hand side. Launches one first time, but it's again headed away, collected by Sutton in the middle. And here's Odalusi. Sutton playing it around the back. Here's Jackson on this near side for the U's. Completely sends Ben Coker for a hot dog there, and but plays it back to Hayden Muller. Here's Topoloy for the U's on the far side. He, of course, scored his very first goal for Sutton at the Hive.
Yep.
As part of a defensive mishap, I think.
Yeah, I remember.
As it's best described.
Yeah, short pass from Kenlock, and to be fair,
Muller with a clever through ball in towards Nana Boateng, but it was too much on it. If he'd got that right, he'd have been clean through again, and Sutton are breaking the Barnet lines. Yeah,
definitely. I think, especially in transition as well, they've got the pace in attack, and obviously Barnet play with a higher line, leave usually one person at the back going 1v1, so Barnet just have to make sure they don't get caught in transition, especially when they take the long throw-ins and Adi Luo goes up.
Owen Evans drills one towards Reece Brown, who tries to flick it on, but there's no one there to flick it to. Ryan Jackson collects for the U's, plays it back to Sims, and Love chases him down. Sims gets it forward first time down the right channel. Coker heads forward, and who's that come off last? It's a Sutton United throw in on the halfway line. Still Sutton 0, Barnet 1, and still York City 0, Oldham 0 in that game. Long throw in taken down the right hand side, and it's come off Aluwo last, and it's going to be another Sutton United corner. Now, can Simper get this delivery right? His last two have been poor.
Third time lucky he'll be looking for.
He's got Wadham for the short option, but Coker and Stead are sort of closing that off, and it looks like he's going to get one into the box. Into the box it goes, headed clear by Aluwo, collected by Kane Adom, although it's a bit of a heavy touch, and Brown puts him under pressure, and they got away with it there, because Love and Brown were away there if they had gained control of it, but Sutton United come away with it on the left-hand side. Can they get a delivery in here? In towards the box, Collinge heads it away, chested down by Shelton. Sutton win it back in a dangerous position. Can they get another cross in here? Spreads the play. Long distance shot is blocked. Coker plays it out first time towards Stead. Stead with a poor touch there, but it's a fortunate touch, and Brown with some clever play. Surely been pulled back there. The referee decides to play advantage, and here's Reece Brown inside the Sutton half. Would they have been better maybe taking the free kick there?
Yeah, I think they would have preferred the free kick, given that it didn't really materialise, but it's a really good play from Reece Brown. Positive play, gets the touch. He's going to beat him, but he just gets pulled back a bit. Fair play to him. He did play a fairly decent advantage, but it didn't really amount to anything for Barnet. But it's definitely a much 50-50 game. Sutton United, they have had their moments, especially on the left-hand side of Nana Boateng.
Tavares gets the better of Naderson there. Although Naderson gets the better of him. And Nana Boateng was almost through there, but the Bees hold firm, and Sutton United have possession here inside the Bees half. And they do look dangerous.
Yeah.
But so do the Bees on the counter. Here's Lee and Love. Lee and Love, can he get it?
Well played.
Square to Shelton. Great play from him. Shelton spreads the play further to Glover. Can the Bees be quick about this counter-attack now? Glover up against Topoloy, lays it off to Collinge, not quite enough on that, and the challenge is a clean one, but it is a corner kick to the Bees on the far side.
Yeah, good play down the right hand side between Glover and Collinge. A nice little 1-2 there.
Shame about the hospital pass at the end though.
Yeah, hospital pass at the end, but it's gone up for a corner to Barnet, and from set pieces they've been really strong this season. Andy Luo 4 goals, Danny Collinge 4 goals this year, so they've definitely got a threat from set pieces.
Yeah, just a bit of chat. Richard, if you pause the comms for 30 seconds and then start again, it joins up, says Joe Ferris. Yeah, if you pause our commentary for about 30 seconds, you'll be able to sync up with the DAZN picture.
Amazing.
Anthony Hartigan is going to take this corner on the far side, raises his hand. In it comes towards the front post. Brown flicked a leg at it but didn't get anything on it. It's come away to Glover. Back to Hartigan on the far side. Gets another chance at a cross in towards the middle. And Stead!
Oh. It's given offside.
It's offside in the end, and it wouldn't have mattered, but dangerous moment once again for the Bees.
Yep, Anthony Hartigan, we know how good his deliveries were. From the corner, it was pretty poor, but from the second ball, he puts in really dangerous delivery. Not sure he gets contact on it, but it was a dangerous little touch. Unfortunately, it was offside, but anytime Anthony Hartigan's got the ball out wide, looking to put the ball in, he's always going to be a threat.
Well, I'm sure Sutton are going to take this free kick at some point. They do. Jack Sims launches it long down the left-hand side. Headed on, and it's offside.
Madison offside.
Linesman has flagged, and it's a free kick to the Bees well inside their own half. Yeah, just watching that back on the replay, the ball came in from Hartigan towards the front post, and Stead was probably offside, but probably should have scored, really, if he wasn't offside. He was really close to the goal.
Yeah, like he hit the post.
He did, yeah.
So really good effort from Callum. So good movement from him, as always. Unfortunately, just didn't mistimed his run, and it went out for offside.
Well, it's Owen Evans who's going to take this one. Lumps it forward towards Love. What a difference he makes. Where's it going to drop? Oh, brilliant work from Kane Adam, although Anthony Hardigan is quick off the mark to win the ball back. Gets one first time down the left channel with his left. Brown chases it against Jackson. Jackson does well, though. And it's out for a Sutton United throw-in on this near side.
Just as you were mentioning Liam Love, like you said, his presence is so vital because it allows Barnet to go along, because you've got a focal point who can hold the ball up, who just occupies defenders as well, allowing people like Reece Brown and Callister to run off him, especially when he wins the first header.
Callum Stead gets one forward towards Love. Bit of a heavy touch from him. Ball up in the air on the halfway line. Shelton heads it, but he only finds Topoloy. Topoloy surely just fell over there. But referee says he was caught by Shelton on the halfway line, and Sutton United have a free kick right on the centre circle. Played towards the left with Topoloy. Stead harries him, and he's forced back towards the captain Tyler French, over to Ryan Jackson on the right hand side, inside the Bees half now on this near side again with Jackson. Infield to Odalusi. Muller gets it over to the left with Topoloy again. Driving forward is Topoloy, but it's a poor ball infield, and it finds only Anthony Hardigan, who launches one forward to no one really, and that's a bit wasteful there. Muller collects. Odalusi back with Muller again. They try to play it through, although Bees do really well to win it back. And has a foul been committed? Yes, and Steve Morrison is surely living on borrowed time with the way he's screaming at the fourth official.
Yeah, I think he believes every 50-50 is going against his side. I mean, it looked like a free kick, to be fair. It looked like he won the ball, but he did come through the back of Anthony Hartigan, and he felt Sun should have had a counter-attack. But yeah, he is fuming at the moment. It's only 26 minutes gone. Yeah. I'm surprised if he lost on that touchline.
You've got two very fiery personalities in that dugout.
For sure.
I'm sure there'll be fireworks to come. So Sutton 0, Barnet 1. Mark Shelton with the goal. It was a bit of a messy one in the end.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Not the first time Mark Shelton's done that, hasn't he?
Evans in towards the middle, but it's straight into the hands of Jack Sims, and Love was crowded out the game. Sims with a brilliant throw down the left-hand side. Nana Boateng taking on Glover. Glover does really well to get back in position, taking on... In it comes. Oh, it's cleared away by Tavares. Well. And here's Glover now for the Bees. He can launch it forward towards Love. And Love up against French, but the ball falls kindly for French, and that's great defensive work from him, and he carries the ball forward for the U's. Here's Jackson down the right channel towards Simper, who's been a thorn in Barnet's side so far. Aluwo will probably see this out. Great defensive work from Adi Aluwo there against Simper, and it's out for a Bees goal kick.
Yeah, brilliant defending from Adi Aluwo. Used his strength to usher the ball out of play. He was never getting around Adi Aluwo, Lewis Simper. Brilliant defensive play. And Owen Evans looks like he's getting a talking to from the referee. Is that time wasting? Or
we've seen various antics from Owen Evans in previous games, haven't we? Including that, I think that moment against Gateshead when he was shoved onto the post. Yeah. A bit farcical in the end, really. But anyway, Owen Evans takes one long towards Love, and Love uses his strength there, but it's headed forward. Up in the air, Coker, can he bring it down? Oh, is that a high foot? Surely, yes, against Coker. And Coker wins a free kick inside the Sutton United half against Kane Adam.
A lot of niggly fouls from Sutton United so far.
Well, I remember the game against Sutton in the reverse fixture, another frustrating game as well. Niggly fouls.
Fell behind in that game as well, didn't we? Ashley Naddison, he opened the scoring that day.
Exactly. In the end, the time wasted came back to bite them, really.
It did.
Hartigan takes it quickly towards Coker on the left-hand side. Can he get a brilliant cross in? No, he can't. It's headed away only as far as Hartigan. Hartigan short into Reece Brown. Brown doesn't have many options, but finds a brilliant ball inside for Ben Coker, driving into the penalty area. Coker pulls it back. Shelton, has he been pulled back? He couldn't get any contact on it, and there's an opportunity for Sutton United to counter-attack now with Boateng on the left-hand side. Glover is making sure he doesn't make any progress, and as he fouled him in the process, no, says the referee, and Steve Morrison is again complaining to the fourth official, but Ryan Glover just used his strength there to ease Nana Boateng off the ball. And it's good defensive work in the end from the Barnet wing-back. Brown almost collects the loose ball, but it falls to Jackson.
Yeah, the referee's definitely not Sutton United's best friend at the moment, but just going back to that opportunity, brilliant reverse pass from Reece Brown into Ben Coker. I think Shelton was stretching for it, couldn't get a good contact on it enough, but really good work from Reece Brown.
Oh, that's a long ball played again towards Boateng, who... It was another dangerous ball in behind, but Owen Evans collected it, and Bees come again now. Can they launch an attack of their own? Coker's on plenty of space on the left-hand side if Collins can find him. Instead, he goes short to Glover on the right-hand side. Oh, Glover, I guess, was trying to find Collins on the overlap, but there was not enough contact on it or quality in it, and it's out for a Sutton United goal kick. 30 and a half minutes gone. Sutton 0, Barnet 1. And still 0-0 in the York Oldham game. But the Bees can only look after their own backyard, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. But there are definitely more goals in this, you sense.
Absolutely, Bees look threatening every time they go forward, and so do Sutton United, to be fair, on that counter-attack in transition, particularly with Nana Boateng and Kane Adam. They do look threatening.
Here comes Sutton in their own half, played forward towards Simper. Simper with a brilliant touch towards Adam. Adam, he's got a chance here to get to the penalty area on this right-hand side. Pulls it back, and that's surely a handball, and it is. It's a penalty to Sutton. Nick Tavares stuck out a hand, and the Bees got away with one earlier, but they haven't got away with this one, and it's a penalty to Sutton United.
Yeah, it's
just as we were saying, there were more goals in this.
Yeah, we were saying there was more goals. We said Sutton looked dangerous in transition, and that's what happens. They take the free kick quickly, they get the ball forward into Kane Adam.
And just as this has happened, York City have taken the lead against Oldham. So everything's happening all at once right now. We said there were going to be twists and turns. We said it was going to be a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's unfortunate from Nick Tavares. He actually slips just as he's getting up, the ball hits his arm, so it's a bit of an unfortunate circumstance.
And it's going to be, I believe, Nana Boateng to take the penalty. He scored his penalty in the playoff final against Bromley. Can he score one today up against Owen Evans? Steps up. Oh, it's in. Owen Evans went the right way, but it was right in the corner, and he got a hand to it, did Evans, but it wasn't enough. And it's Sutton United 1, Barnet 1.
Yeah. Odelusi just gets enough power on that penalty. Owen Evans goes the right way. He'll be disappointed not to parry that out for a corner, but you could say Sutton United should have had a penalty earlier on. I guess they've got their equalizer now, but nothing changes for the Bees. You've got to win the game. But it's a good penalty from Odelusi.
Just to confirm, it was Odelusi, not Boateng. Oh, he's so close to it as well.
Yeah, he gets a hand on it.
He's so close to it.
Just squirms under his hand and into that corner. But it's game on. Nothing changes for the Bees. Still got going to win this game. Played well so far. But in transition, Sutton have been dangerous, and that's where the penalty has come from. So, got to tighten it up a bit at the back. But with things staying as they are, York winning and Barnet drawing, the gap is now only 2 points. But they can't think of York now. Just like I said, look after what you've got in your own backyard and worry about York's results later.
Well, as it stands, assuming York win their final 2 games, the Bees would need 5 more points if it stayed like this to mathematically secure the title. But there's still plenty of time left in both games.
Oh, absolutely.
So what are Barnet made of here? How are they going to respond to this setback? They've had chances, but so have Sutton, and we said there were more goals in this, and that's exactly what's happened. It's a shame that it's all happened at the same time. As Brown kept the ball in play, great work from him, great feet. And as he won a throw-in or a corner, a throw-in on this near side right by the corner flag. Well, Sutton should have had 2 penalties, Barnet should have had 1, but Sutton have got 1.
I'll agree with that, and we've spoken about Sutton's home form and not scoring many home goals, so going by their recent form, you'd like to think this is the end of their scoring, but given Barnet's recent struggles in front of goal as well, hopefully it's not the end of their scoring either.
Ryan Glover with the long throw up towards Aluwo, it's headed clear. Is it going to come back to Glover? No, Hartigan doesn't get nearly enough on it, and it's absolutely hoofed. And it's going to go all the way out of play for a Barnet goal kick. Owen Evans just thinking he's so unlucky there from Odelusi's penalty. He almost got a hand to it. And he did really get a hand to it. He just didn't get enough.
It looked like he just squirmed under him. I think we're looking back and it'll be disappointed that he just didn't parry it out, because it wasn't the best penalty from Odelusi, but he just had enough power to beat Owen Evans, and unfortunately that's 1-1. But Owen Evans has been in the real thick of things so far in this game at the moment.
Well, the good news is that Sutton United don't tend to score more than 1 goal at home. They haven't done so since a 2-2 draw against Wealdstone in January.
Yeah.
So if they were to do it today, it would be the exception, not the rule. It would be an anomaly.
Definitely.
And Barnet needs to use that to their advantage. But they also need to get their shooting boots back on.
Yeah, last 3 games only scored 1 goal. But got enough big players in this team who have stepped up in moments past this season. So Liam Love, Callum Stead, Reece Brown, that's just what they do. They're here for the big moments. Dean Brennan called it Monster Monday, so we're going to need a big performance from one of our players this season in this game.
Sutton United come away with the ball now inside their own half. Now, can they launch another attack? They do look in the mood today to spoil the party, I'm afraid to say. Here's Ryan Jackson up against Reece Brown. Great defensive work from Brown, who claims a throw-in, but Jackson wins a throw-in for Sutton on the near side.
Oh, he's changed his mind.
Actually, yeah, well, the linesman has changed his mind, and Reece Brown has won a throw.
Just another one for Steve Morrison to
another one. Steve Morrison with his arms out. Doesn't take a genius to understand that sort of body language. Coker throws one down the left side. It doesn't reach Brown, but it comes back out to Coker, who's caught a bit late by Nadesan there, and the linesman belatedly flags for a foul against Nadesan. Coker wins the free kick for the Bees inside his own half, right on this near side, and Owen Evans is going to take this one. Can he get his distribution right? Sutton United 1, Barnet 1, Shelton and Odelusi the goal scorers. Sutton United equalising things up after Barnet took the lead.
When you look at Sutton United, you wouldn't think this is a team that has nothing to play for at all. Look, really bang up for it.
Well, same with Eastleigh.
Yep, same with Eastleigh as well.
Drills one towards Danny Collins, good header away. Glover heads forward. Is it going to drop for Aluwo? Tries to get it infield to Shelton. It's a loose touch, and the referee takes... Well, he belatedly flags for a free kick to Sutton, and that's disappointing for the Bees.
Yeah. I feel like since the first goal really early on, Bees haven't really been able to get a stronghold in this game. It's been a bit basketballish, 50-50. One attack for Barnet, one attack for Sutton United. I think Dean Brennan would like to have a bit more possession and just dominate the ball in Sutton United's final third.
Joe Felix got the goal for York City on the 31st minute, the exact same minute that Sutton United equalised. When it rains, it pours. Yeah. But the good news is there's still plenty of time to go in both games. Keep saying it. Here comes Sutton United inside the Bees half with Ryan Jackson. Loose touch from him, but he does manage to win a throw-in off Reece Brown. It's fascinating psychologically, really, when you've got so much on the line.
Yeah.
You just don't play with the same freedom that we've seen from the Bees all season. And Sutton United, with absolutely nothing to play for, can just play.
Yeah.
They can enjoy themselves here.
You literally just...
Pressure does strange things to people.
Absolutely. And like you said, I think Barnet players will all know, as much as they want to say they're focusing on themselves, they all know that you've got a side in York who are just chasing them down week by week, it seems. And maybe that is impacting the players.
Shelton caught late inside his own area as he tried to clear it, and it's a free kick to the Bees just on the edge of their own area.
And we're saying before the game, like I said, Barnet, it seems like they're limping to the finish line. We don't like to limp to the finish line. As long as you get there, you get there. But we like it to be a bit more relaxed. But as time ticks on, you can just imagine it in the fans' psyche must be thinking,
yeah,
will it happen?
Well, the Bees fans have got a bit quiet here, and they really need to raise the noise. You know, they need to get behind this Barnet side and cheer them to victory, because the nerves do translate. Shelton. Now great touch from Stead. Now Stead driving forward. The slide challenge finds Love, and Love driving into the penalty area. Heavy touch from him, but the referee pulls it back for a late challenge on Callum Stead, and it's a free kick to the Bees. It fell kindly for Love in the area, but
it was a good track and back tackle.
James Bancroft is a very busy man today.
Absolutely, yeah. I think once again Steve Morrison wasn't happy. He felt the final was already played when it fell to Liam Love, but it was a good tackle.
Taken quickly towards Coker on the left, but I don't really think that's the best thing to do.
I mean,
we've got some big men up front.
Yep.
In the box.
Liam Love strong in the air.
I know the Bees generally like to score the perfect goal, but Coker is in some space on the left-hand side if Hartigan decides to go short. Other than that, he's got Brown in a small gap, but they've probably wised up to that. Hartigan thinks one. Oh, gets that totally wrong. And thinks it's straight out of play. Tried to find Reece Brown again.
Yeah.
Gets far too much on it. And Hartigan's quality, you know, his reputation precedes him really, but this would suggest to me pressure.
Yeah, potentially pressure, but it's not really usually anti-Hartigan to do those type of free kicks. Like, he's normally that one that whips it into the back post. Of course, the angle wasn't on, but Hartigan, the captain, yeah, he just found it tough to get into the game. Like you said, his deliveries the last few weeks have not been to his usual high standards.
And where are the clean sheets as well? Barnet went on that run of crazy amount of clean sheets, and now they look like they're sort of leaking goals. Of course, Miles Kenlock is out with a serious knee injury.
Yeah,
part of that back line. But one player's absence shouldn't have such an impact. Has Glover been caught late as he tries to clear it? No, and Sutton United have possession inside the Barnet half with Odalusi. Now Jackson on this near side. Plays one down the right channel towards Kane Adom, but doesn't reach it, although it's come back to Adom, and it looked like they just fell over themselves there. Sutton. They fell over each other, and Callum Stead can come away with it now. He plays a first time lofted ball towards Ryan Glover, but it's a poor touch from Ryan Glover, and it goes straight out of play. Great idea from Stead.
Yeah.
And it was a half-decent ball as well.
It was a half-decent ball. Glover was just stretching for it, couldn't get under him and went out for a throw-in, but that was an opportunity again. Quick transitions allow for opportunities to get in behind, and that's what Barnet need to do more of. When they win the ball back, quickly play it forward, because Liam Love is there, Ryan Glover is there, and also Callum Stead.
So throw into Sutton, inside their own half, taken by Ryan Jackson on the near side. Tries to lay it off for Naderson, who just hoofs one out of the ground. Totally needlessly there. And it's a throw into the Bees inside their own half. Steve Morrison is smiling now.
Yeah, I'm sure he's much happier. His side got the equaliser. Sure, he still will go on about that initial penalty that he wanted to get in the first few moments after Barnet had scored the first goal. But his side's responded well to going a goal behind. He's got the equaliser. And it's a real 50-50 game. You wouldn't think this is a side that's sitting 12th place in the division.
No, well, that's the integrity of the sport, integrity of the competition.
Absolutely.
Glover needs to get this out first time towards Collins, but the quality of the passing is just not quite right. But Collins does rescue it on the far side. Short to Stead. Stead just gets his feet all in a muddle there, and Sutton United can launch a counter-attack with Topoloy. Shelton's chasing him down. Topoloy with a great run here. Still Topoloy, and he's been fouled by Mark Shelton. And he's probably going to get a yellow card here as well. Yep. Yellow card for Shelton. Couldn't keep up the pace with Topoloi without fouling him. And they've won a free kick, have Sutton United right on the far side. Good opportunity now for them to whip one into the box.
Yes, good back from Topoloi. Won the ball back from Callum Stead, and then he just goes on a run. Too fair, no one catches him. Too fair, he just keeps driving, and Mark Shelton has got to bring him down. But like I said, a good opportunity for Sutton to get numbers in the box.
And it all comes from a poor piece of play from Callum Stead, who got his feet all in a muddle. You just wonder whether tension in the legs or pressure or tiredness, fatigue, mental fatigue, you can sympathise with it, but it's not doing the Bees any favours if that's the case.
Not at all. It just seems like they just want everything to just... It's not nothing's happening for them, it seems. But like I said, still in their hands. 1-1, not the end of the world. You've got a whole second half to get a winning goal, should you need it.
So it's Lewis Simper who's standing over this one on the far side. Everyone in the box pretty much for Sutton. In towards the back post, it's well over hit though, and Lewis Simper's deliveries have been poor this game. And it's out for a goal kick. Owen Evans has it in his hands. Three added minutes indicated by the fourth official. Owen Evans goes long. Glover misses his header.
It was this sort of time that Barnet found the equaliser against Eastleigh in the last game.
Important header away by Tavares, but it only finds Adam. Adam driving towards the penalty area. Got too much time and space, and Tavares with an important foot in instead heads it back, but Topoloi comes away with it. Here's Tyler French for the U's, and he's forced back, and that's annoyed the Sutton fans in front of us, who have high expectations of their team despite not having really anything to play for.
Yeah, we spoke to a gentleman earlier. He just said, I want to see a good game of football, want us to go for it. And fair play to them, they are the home side.
And there's that ball over the top towards Naderson, and Owen Evans is quick off his feet. Brilliant cushion header down, but then decides to kind of ruin it by putting the ball out first time for a Sutton United throw-in.
It's a good play from Owen Evans there, sweeping up very nicely. I guess he just put out of play, no risk.
There's just a bit of... Owen Evans usually so calm and composed. There's just like a bit... There's a lack of composure, I think. There's a lack of composure going on. They need to calm down.
Yeah. But in these type of games, there's no real time to calm down when you're playing on the pitch. Maybe at half-time it will be a good time. Maybe it's come at the right time for the Bees, because Sutton do seem to be a bit on top at the end of this half.
Barnet will be playing at the opposite end in the second half, away from their fans, which is a bit of a shame. It's a throw into Sutton on this near side. Ryan Jackson has it in his hands, and there's an opportunity to cause a bit of chaos in the Barnet penalty area. Could Sutton United get their noses in front before half-time? In comes the long throw. The header is missed by Coker, and as he tries to clear it, takes a ricochet and goes out for a Barnet goal kick.
Yeah, I think Dean Brennan's half-time team talk, like you said, calm down. We've got another half of football to come. But I think they definitely need to get more control in this game. I think Sutton United have just got themselves a bit on top of these last few moments of the half. And Barnet usually dominating possession, but this hasn't been the case. Obviously, it's hard to do that away from home.
Here's Simper. Simper goes from the halfway line, virtually. That just shows you the level of confidence he's playing with at the moment. Tried to catch Owen Evans off his line with a ridiculous David Bentley-esque type goal.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, Owen Evans usually is off his line, and it was a fair, decent effort. It wasn't too far wide, but one for Owen Evans to take a look in the second half that Simper will be looking at that.
Well, there was an arrogance to that. And the referee blows for half-time here. Well, it's been an action-packed first half. There was a Barnet goal that calmed the nerves initially from Mark Shelton, and then a huge penalty shout for Sutton United at the other end when Owen Evans surely fouled his man, Lewis Simper. The referee didn't give it and went over to Steve Morrison, who was apoplectic with the decision, but that didn't last long. The luck didn't last long, and Sutton United got a second penalty shout, that is, and that one was actually given, and Odalusi put it into the corner of the net. Owen Evans got a hand to it, but not quite enough. and Sutton United found the equaliser. The Bees had one or two chances, no major clear-cut opportunities. And if anything, Sutton United looked the more likely to score. They've been in behind several times. And at half-time, it is Sutton United 1, Barnet 1. Any thoughts before we go into the break, Brian?
Yeah, just like to echo what you say, Rory. Definitely Barnet started the better side, got the goal early on. You thought that was just going to be one of many goals for the Bees, but fair play to Sutton. They just hung in there, and like you said, they grew into the game. Arguably could have had a penalty right after the goal. Did eventually get the penalty. Unfortunately for Nick Tavares, he actually slipped as he was getting up. That's when the ball hit his hand. And Lucy found the equaliser, but Barnet just got to be calm. They can't focus on York being the goal up at half-time themselves as well. Just got to win this second half, and that's what's going to be the difference in this game. Who can be the more composed side? And Barnet have shown that this whole season, but now's when you're really going to need it. These Championship rounds, Monster Monday, it's a big second half coming up.
Of course, Sutton United have 18-goal season striker Will Davis on the bench. He hasn't even come on, and yet Sutton still look dangerous in attack with Naderson and Simper, so the Bees won't want to see him come on for sure. But it is half-time, it is Barnet 1, Sutton United 1 here at Gander Green Lane, and I'm afraid York are also beating Oldham, so it isn't worst-case scenario, but it's bad-case scenario. Let's see if anything improves in the second half. It could still be anything at this point. Hope you'll join us for the second 45 very shortly. Welcome back to our special Hive Live away day coverage of Sutton United against Barnet. A massive game here in the National League. York currently beating Oldham 1-0 and it's 1-1 here. And ideally, given York's current position, the Bees need to win this game, don't they?
Absolutely. I mean, the current gap is 2 points, which seems unimaginable even less than 3 weeks ago. But literally, Barnet win the game. Whether you win or lose or draw, your target is to win this game. So you know that going into next week, you can win the league. And that's exactly what Dean Brennan, I believe, would have said at half-time. He would have said, listen, you've got 45 minutes to win this game. And also, you're playing for history. You're playing to win a league title at the end of the day. So that's got to be your motivation. Nothing more needs to be said. You've got a travelling contingent. 1,500 Barnet fans here to support you. Go home, make them happy, make them proud, and win the game.
Well, off we go for the second half of football here. Barnet kick us off and Owen Evans launches one long. It's headed away almost immediately. Lump forward again. Bees with the wind in this second half. Nanderson backs into Tavares, but it's cleared away. And here comes Ben Coker on the left-hand side for the Bees. Inside towards Glover, a good ball. Glover back to Coker on the far side there. Shooting towards the Sutton fans this time.
I'm sure Dean Brennan will want a similar start to the first half, down to the second half. Quick start, get an early goal. Again, just to settle the nerves a bit. And also set the tone for this second half. You want the second half to be played mostly in Sutton United half. You don't want it to be a 50-50 basketball game.
Tavares wins his header. Glover misses his, although he's collected the ball against Olalusi. Olalusi chasing him down, but he lays it off to Collins. He gets a first-time ball towards Shelton. Good touch towards Stead. Can Stead back in it? He can. It's Shelton almost into the bottom corner with the outside of his boot. Just couldn't quite get enough swerve on that. But a great opening for the Bees there.
Yeah, good start to the second half from Barnet. Like I said, set the tone early on. That's what they've done. Callum Stead plays a wonderful bit of play between Stead and Shelton. Falls to Shelton on the edge of the box. It's a really tough angle, but he can't curl it back inside into the post. Goes just wide. Well, good start from the Bees.
Yeah, good start to the second half, and that's what we need. Speed, urgency.
Absolutely. You don't want Sutton settle in this game like they did in the first half. Just keep on attacking, but make sure you take your chances when they come.
Topolai throws it down the left-hand side. It's headed away, chested back by Simper to Topolai. Great turn from him, and he's left Glover in a heap on the floor. Here's Topolai up against Stead and Collins. Collins up against Topolai. Does brilliantly there. Does Collins. Gets it back to Tavares, who launches one first time, but only finds the head of a Sutton player. But it's headed towards Shelton. Shelton towards and Love. Good hold-up play from him. Lays it off towards Ben Coker on the far side. Infield to Brown. Brown, good touch from him. This is a bit better from the Bees, but just as I say that, Brown loses the ball with a loose pass. Can he win the ball back though? He can. Great work from Reece Brown. Reece Brown's still going as he's overrun the ball, and Love tries to win it off Odalusi, but it's played back to Jack Sims, who launches one long. Just a little bit more urgency in the opening stages of this second half for the Bees. They really, really need to take the game to Sutton. Absolutely. They've got nothing to play for. The Bees have everything to play for. And what you want to see is Sutton's backs against the wall.
You definitely want the game to be played in their half, and you want it to be chance after chance after chance, just for Barnet to increase that pressure and also to get the Barnet fans singing as well.
Yeah, I'm afraid it has gone a little bit quiet. The travelling Bees contingent obviously feeling the nerves, but if Barnet are to grow into this game, I'm sure the noise will return. Oh, and the ball from Shelton is too hard for Callum Stead on this right-hand side, and it goes out of play for a throw-in. The quality of the passing needs to improve.
Yeah, it's been difficult. A couple of passes just gone away from the wayside. I mean, and there's no excuse because the pitch is a good pitch. Not used to what we're seeing in the National League, but it's a good pitch for Barnet to play their football. But like you said, we've got the win going in our favour, so hopefully that can work a benefit for us.
Tavares launches one down the right flank towards and Love. It's headed away for a Barnet throw. as the Bees advance up the pitch slowly. And it's going to be Danny Collins to take the throw. No substitutions at half-time. It's as you were. Collins has the ball in his hands still. It's halfway inside the Sutton half on this near side, throws it towards Liam Love. Great touch from him, good turn just inside the penalty area on this right hand side, and Love tries to get one into the middle. It takes a deflection and it's out for a corner kick to the Bees on this near side, the first one of the second half. And that's, well, we're hearing a little bit of something from the Bee Army over there now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good start from Barnet. Like I said, playing most of the game in the Suttons half and winning an early corner.
It's Ben Coker who's going to take this in swinging corner. Be another great time to score. Well, any time would be a great time to score at this stage. Coker's delivery, floats one, stared in towards the back post. Has Aluwo been hauled down? No, he hasn't. Aluwo got the header away. Nothing doing, and it's out for a goal kick to Sutton. If he'd have left it, Stead might have actually collected that one.
Yeah, Stead was at the back post. I think he was calling for it, but once Addy goes up, I'm sure he wants to head that in. But I wonder how long it will take for Dean Brennan to just put a chink in the armour, maybe change up a bit if Barnet haven't got a goal as time ticks along. You do have obviously Jermaine Francis on the bench, you've got your Dom Telford on the bench as well. So there are options should Barnet need it.
Here come the Bees now. Reece Brown in the middle of the park, forced backwards, but gets it over to Shelton. Can the Bees be a bit quicker about this and Sutton get back in shape? Played infield towards Reece Brown. Reece Brown gets the pass over to Collins, but again there's too much on it, although it has taken a nick and it's out for a Barnet throw. Collins has probably gained a few yards, takes it quickly towards Love, and Love lets it run. It's still Love, he's surely been pulled down! Penalty! Penalty to Barnet!
Penalty, is it? Penalty to Barnet.
And could it be a red card? It's a red card! It's Tyler French, the captain, who's been sent off here.
Wow.
And it's suddenly gone in favour of the Bees. This is how quickly things can turn.
Well, what a start to the second half from Barnet. You did mention, I think Steve Morrison's unhappy about Danny Collins where he took the throw in from, but it's a long ball in, and Liam Love, I mean, he's going to be in on goal. It's a brilliant throw, and he gets hauled down by Tyler French, and French has to go because it's a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Doesn't attempt to play the ball in the slightest, and the referee's giving his Sutton down to 10 men, and Barnet with an amazing opportunity to retake the lead.
And I think it's going to be Mark Shelton here who has an opportunity to get the second goal of the game and his second goal of the game. Big, big moment here for Barnet. The Sutton fans doing their very best to put him off behind the goal. But if he's to score this on 52 minutes, the tide could very much turn. It could be a season-defining goal. It's Shelton against Sims. Shelton rolls it into the bottom corner and scores for the Bees! Huge, huge moment! And with Sutton down to 10 men, surely this is the Bees' game to lose and possibly their title to lose.
Big, big goal. We said this is a game for big players, and Mark Shelton's bitten that man. He steps up, sends the keeper the wrong way, a massive, massive penalty, and that will take a lot of pressure off the Barnet fans. Hopefully the players will now play with a bit of freedom. They have the extra man on the pitch as well, but what a big goal that could be in terms of Barnet getting the league title. Sparking jubilant scenes in the away end, and what a big goal that is.
It was a nonchalant penalty from Mark Shelton. Cool as you like. We're just seeing it on the replay now. He waited for Jack Sims to dive to his left and just calmly rolled it into the bottom left corner. What a penalty from Mark Shelton. 2 goals for him. And Dean Brennan and Steve Morrison are both talking to their respective squads.
Well,
huge moment. Huge moment.
We said they need a quick start to the second half. That's what they've done. Quick start to the second half. won the corners early on, and then Danny Collins, fair play to him, quick thinking, takes the long throw into Liam Love, and he's been brought down. So you have to credit Barnet for their quick thinking. But what a start to second half, and whatever Dean Brennan said at half time, it's definitely worked, because they've come out a different side, come out with a vengeance, come out knowing what's on the line, and that's what has to be done. But obviously still plenty of time left in this second half, not over by any stretch. But with the extra man on the field, you like to think this is exactly where Barnet want to be, and hopefully now they can get a couple of extra more goals.
Well, that has certainly livened up the B Army. It could very well be the moment and the goal that turns the tide in Barnet's favour. After a few wobbles, it's fair to say.
Absolutely, yeah.
You need big players, big moments, and it was all Liam Love. Quick thinking from Collins to take that throw in. Liam Love just cleverly let it run, and he was facing the goal, and he was cynically dragged down by Tyler French. James Bancroft, who has been one busy man this afternoon.
Absolutely.
A penalty each. To be honest, both sides could have had two penalties, couldn't they?
Yeah, could have had two penalties. Of course, Sutton will think if they're aggrieved, they'll believe they should have had a penalty in the first half. But that was a definite penalty on Liam Love. He was hauled down, and the referee had to send him off. Clear goal scoring opportunity, no attempt to play the ball whatsoever. So Barnet will play the rest of this game with the extra man, and hopefully now they can sail towards the 3 points.
Well, the danger now is complacency.
Oh, for sure.
Because sometimes, and we have seen it, playing against 10 men can be difficult as they put men behind the ball.
But the benefit for Barnet is that they do have the lead this time. Sutton don't have anything to really hold on to be honest, so they'll have to eventually come out and push on as much as they can, which will leave more gaps besides the gap they already have, given that they're a man down. But Mark Shelton, what a way, last week a poor pass led to the goal, returned the favour with 2 goals in this mammoth game. Monster Monday, as Dean Brennan called it.
And it's the Bees fans you can hear. The Bees are going up, ole ole. Still York 1, Oldham 0 in that game. I don't know what the Latics are doing. They need to turn this around, because it could be a brilliant afternoon for the Bees, but currently they're looking after their own backyard, and it's 2-1 to the Bees in the second half. Sutton 1, Barnet 2, and not only that, they're playing against 10 men. Tyler French being given his marching orders for denial of a goal scoring opportunity, and you have to say, from the most non-biased perspective possible, it was the right decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Clear goal scoring opportunity. As soon as he gives the penalty, referee's got to see it as Liam Love would have had a clear opportunity to score, so Tyler French had to go.
Glover with the long throw into the box. Brown rose for it, and it's come out. Is it going to be a Sutton or a Barnet throw? It's a Barnet throw, much to the fury of Ashley Nadesan and Sutton United.
I definitely think James Bancroft will definitely have a lot of words at the final whistle.
And what is this going to do psychologically? Glover with another long throw into the box, and Love rises for it, and it's hooked away by Sutton. It's up into the air. Shelton calmly heads it down to Glover and wins another throw in off Ashley Nadesan, and it's going to be another opportunity. These long throws look half dangerous, I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's where the second goal comes from. Danny Collins, a long throw. Now Ryan Glover has an opportunity for another long throw.
As it stands, Barnet can win the league at home to Aldershot on Saturday. But still, there is time left in this game. The odds just went heavily in Barnet's favour. But a third goal would surely settle the nerves and kill this game off, you would think.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, but we saw stranger things happen in football.
Glover eventually takes the throw in. It's a great one. Aluo nods it on. And where's he going to drop? It's Collins who almost gets a shot away. And he's actually given away a free kick somehow as he went for it. That's pretty harsh. Yeah. And Sutton United fans are claiming for a red card here, but I don't know how he can give one because there was nothing in it.
Not at all.
Danny Collins just went for an honest shot at the ball, maybe caught his man late. It's difficult to see in the melee of the area.
I think he's going in the book though. He's going to give him a yellow card.
I don't see how he can. He's gone. It's an honest attempt on goal.
Yeah. We'll have to see this on the replay.
It's flicked on the overhead kick. It came in.
Oh, yeah, he does catch him, to be fair.
Collins catches him late, but it's honest.
Maybe he makes the most of it as well, rolling around. That doesn't help things.
Well, they want to try and even things up any way they can, don't they? They're going to do what they're going to do, aren't they? .59.5 minutes gone. It's Sutton 1, Barnet 2. Sutton down to 10 men if you're just joining us. Mark Shelton with both goals, the second of which was a calm penalty. The second of the game, Sutton had the first. You can't say it hasn't been eventful. I mean, the Eastleigh game might have put you to sleep, but this game is some wake-up call.
It's been so entertaining. That first half, both teams were at it. The second half, the drama has continued. A penalty for Barnet and a red card for Sutton United. I mean, I think there's still more to go in this game, so I wouldn't close it as Barnet are going to win it.
Long ball played up to Liam Love. He's such a handful up front. He has the ball right in that near the corner flag. Can he win a corner if he's clever about it? I think he tried to do a bit too much there, and Sutton United have conceded a throw-in right by the corner flag. It looked like it might be a Sutton throw, but the linesman's given it in favour of Barnet, and it's a chance for Glover to launch one into the box with his hands.
Once again,
his throws have been pretty decent.
Yep, they've caused a lot of danger. Obviously, Collins almost connected it with the last one, but Barnet making the most of it. Absolutely, Lee and Love and Danny Collins at the thick of everything when it comes to these long throws.
And it comes from Glover. Where's it going to drop? Cleared away. Hartigan goes for the effort first time. The referee had already blown for a foul against on Odelusi, but it was a great connection from Hartigan just outside the area. It would have been some goal if it had gone in.
Yeah, it was good connection, like you said, from him on the volley. But like you said, the referee had already blown for a free kick on Odelusi. But yeah, Barnet firmly control this game now. Sutton have barely passed the halfway line, and as expected, they're down to 10 men. Barnet have the extra player, so you'd expect them to dominate the rest of this game. But like you said, a set piece, a free kick, a penalty, that could change the proceedings. So Barnet still have to play this game like it's 11 versus 11.
While there is only a one-goal deficit, anything can happen. We saw it against Wealdstone. Wealdstone weren't really in the game, and they took their one big chance when they got it.
Yep.
Brown hooks it up the line towards Callum Stead, but that's going to go out of play for a Sutton United throw-in. And it's Jack Sims who has the ball, lays it off. Long ball play, Tavares heads it away. Stead nips in there. Brown with a clever flick towards Liam Love, but it looks like the Sutton United defender is going to let that one go.
Liam Love's been good this second half. He's been in amongst his hold-up plays, been much better. He's chased down everything, and of course, he did win the penalty. So he's been a real handful for that Sutton back line. Just shows you everything of what he brings. That's what we missed last week in the first half against Eastleigh. But he looks fully fit and he's raring to go.
Well, there's a party atmosphere behind that goal at the moment. Let's hope it stays that way.
For sure. I think Bees fans know how big that penalty was. I was a bit nervous.
In the aftermath of that red card and goal, Sutton did make a change, but we'll get to that. Oh, Reece Brown should have let it go to Ryan Glover, but he's still got the ball inside the Sutton half, just on this near side. He's got two for company. They're crowding him out, but can he make space for the cross? He forces the deflection, and it's a corner kick to the Bees. Yeah, I can confirm that Ryan Jackson came off for Harry Ransom, so defensive change as Steve Morrison tries to solidify his back line in the aftermath of that sending off for Tyler French, the captain. Still York 1, Oldham 0. Mr. Goat says Francis for Brown would help right about now. We'll see if that comes true. Coker is going to take this corner finally for the Bees, and it goes towards the back post. Collins rising! Oh. And the header I think in the end, did it come off Aluwo or Stead? It's difficult to see.
There was a big pack of them out of that back post. It's hard to see who got the final touch in it, but it does just trickle wide of the goal. It's a good delivery from Ben Coco. We know how good he is with his left foot. Wand of a left foot. Something we say a lot on this commentary.
That's the Hive Live bingo card.
But it just goes wide of the post.
So goal kick for Sutton. 64 minutes played. Sutton 1, Barnet 2. Bees currently getting the job done, but a third goal would really help the situation. You do not want... Remember Will Davis on the bench for Sutton United? He knows a thing or two about goal scoring. 18 goals for him this season.
Scored a reverse fixture as well.
Josh Coley as well. Dangerous player on the bench for the U's. It's just whether or not Steve Morrison throws the kitchen sink at it or how cautious he remains. There's no point really remaining cautious. Got very little to play for.
Yeah. But I think, let's say the last 10 minutes, there's still a goal in it. So if it's still 2-1, I do think we'll have to throw the kitchen sink at it, because that's what the fans will want. Even though you're down to 10 men, you can still throw it all at the end, you know, give the fans something to cheer about. Should they get an equaliser, which is what we don't want. But I'm sure Barnet will want that game to be signed, sealed and delivered before that opportunity even arises.
Game has slowed down somewhat, the tempo inevitably slowing after that red card and goal. Barnet don't want to take too many risks. At the same time, that's a brilliant Callum Stead tackle on the far side. Here's Shelton, gets it back to Stead. Great turn from him. Tries to ball into the box, and the clearance in the end from Ransom comes back off and Love and out for a goal kick. That's unlucky, but great work from Callum Stead, who suddenly found his mojo.
Oh, brilliant work from Callum Stead. Wins the ball back out of the pitch. That's something we always speak about. Callum Stead wins the ball high up, tries to get it into Liam Love. It's just unfortunate that the clearance from the Sutton defender comes back off him, but like I said, Callum Stead looks in the mood. All the Barnet players look in the mood. So whatever Dean Brennan said at the half-time interval, it's definitely worked wonders so far.
But here comes Sutton United. Lewis Simper has been fouled there, and the referee is definitely going to brandish a yellow card for Adi Aluwo, who caught his man late as Lewis Simper sped away. And it's a free kick to the U's out of absolutely nowhere, really.
Yep.
And this is what we're talking about while the deficit is still just one goal.
Yep, set piece is an opportunity for them to get numbers in the box. It'll be hard for them in open play given they're a man down. But now, slow the game down, get the ball in the box. And they're just hoping literally for it to fall in the right place at the right time. But as you mentioned, Will Davis, he is going to be coming on, so he's throwing it the kitchen sink.
Yeah, Will Davis, as we just mentioned. And off comes Nana Boateng.
He was a threat in the first half. Nana Boateng's had a decent game.
Ran in behind a few times, didn't he? And on comes Will Davis. Hasn't scored for a few matches now. But you don't want to give him the opportunity. Funnily enough, he doesn't have the best relationship with the York chairman, Matt Ugler, but that's the story we'll get to in a sec. Here comes the free kick from Simper. It's headed away. Hartigan hooks it clear, and Love can chase this. Go on, Love. See if he can chase it. Has he got enough on the ball? Back to the keeper. Jack Sims just about gets it away with his left, and Love working hard to close him down. And the U's get away with it. Crossfield ball to Topolai inside their own half for Sutton United. And Ryan Glover forces the ball out of play, and it's a throw into the U's.
Good play from Liam Love. That's everything he brings. Those kind of metrics are something you can't really track. It's just winning the ball back out of the pitch, running things down, causing pressure. That's what he brings all the time. He always works his socks off.
Towering header from Tavares. Straight out of play for a Sutton United throw in their own half, just on this near side again. Just looking back on that replay, and Love was really close to Jack Sims in the end. There was just enough on it.
Super close. Something we've seen Owen Evans do, just play at the last moment.
And you wonder if Love was maybe a bit fitter, whether he'd have just got there half a yard quicker.
For sure.
Anyway, throw into Sutton in their own half. Topolai takes it up the line to Davis. Gets his first touch of the game. Topolai infield to Odalusi. Odalusi being hounded by Glover, and Barnet pressing high up the pitch. They spread the play. Here's Adam for Sutton. Back to Odalusi, plays it forward, but it's a really good interception from Aluwo, who's caught late there. And you could just as easily book Naderson for that.
Yeah, good.
But he hasn't.
Good tackle from Andy Luo. Just steps right in front of Naderson. Wins the ball. Like, he's so good at that, anticipating where the ball's going to end up, intercepting the ball, winning the free kick and giving Barnet a chance to restart.
Certainly is. Mark Winter says Oldham are playing well. Commentator says York fans getting nervous and they've just made a triple substitution. I can see that actually. Yeah. Sinclair, Richardson and Stones have come on. So York clearly trying to shore things up. A goal for Oldham would be fantastic.
2 goals would even be better.
It would be like another goal for Barnet, that's for sure, or even more. Here's Topperline. Goes first time up the line. Hartigan cushions the header brilliantly for Danny Collins. Collins is caught late there, and he's in a bit of pain there, Danny Collins, as he was caught by Topperline. It's out for a throw-in, says the referee.
He did the motion as if it was an actual coming together, it seems.
And we can hear Danny Collins' scream of pain there. Hopefully he's okay, because he was caught late, but no foul, says James Bancroft, who once again has had a very, very busy day. 2 penalties and a red card he's given, and he could have given 2 more.
Definitely.
So it is a chance though for Ryan Glover to launch one into the area with his hands on this near side. The Bees have come close a few times, but can they get a third goal here? And it goes towards Aluwo. It's not quite enough on it, and Aluwo is judged to have fouled his man there. And that's a bit soft. But it's a free kick to Sutton United inside their own penalty area. And Oldham Athletic have equalised.
Wow.
And that news is filtering through to the Barnet fans behind the goal. Well, that is massive. That is massive.
Interesting, because we didn't mention, someone on the comments said Oldham are playing well.
Well, they certainly are. It's 1-1.
This wouldn't confirm Barnet gone up today if results stay the same, but
if Oldham get one more, the Bees are champions. Just like that.
Wow.
If Oldham get one more goal, and they've got 20 minutes to do it, and the Bees have 20 minutes or so to hang on, the Bees could be champions. Could. I mean, it's virtually, it's very unlikely. It was unlikely at the beginning of this game, but you just never ever know, do you?
Wow, what a difference 25 minutes makes, because at half time it seemed as if Barnet could potentially...
and it's come for Collins. He just couldn't get his feet sorted. The long free kick was taken. It fell kindly for Collins, but he didn't know too much about it, and he just couldn't get it under his control. If he had, he might have got his second goal in 2 games.
Absolutely. If he got that under control, he would have put that into the back of the net. We're just going back to half time. It all seemed down. York were winning, Barnet were drawing. Now it's flipped. Like you said, things changing quickly so much in football. Barnet now winning, York are drawing, and like you said, an extra goal for Oldham, and wow, it really will be a party down here.
Certainly will, but even if Oldham don't get that winning goal and the Bees remain winners here today, it will almost feel like we can touch it, because you only need a point then at the Hive on Saturday against Aldershot, who have once again nothing to play for. Eyes on Wembley, and it's at the Fortress Hive. They haven't lost a game there all season. Yeah. Surely they wouldn't lose the game that would win them the league.
You wouldn't think so.
A massive, massive goal in the north. But still 20 minutes to go in both games.
I wonder if the players, I'm sure they would have heard that cheer, random cheer just go around the ground, but they can't focus on that. They've got to focus on finishing their dinner and winning this game first.
Throw into Sutton inside their own half, taken up the line. Glover heads it up in the air. Davis gets it forward. Glover tackles Davis, though, great leg round. And here's Coker. Coker tries to bend one down the left channel, but gets that horribly wrong, and it's out for a Sutton United throw in their own half on the far side.
Wow.
You just never know.
You just never know.
The impossible could happen. Well, it's not impossible. It was the one scenario where Barnet could win the league today.
And it's a goal away from it happening.
And Oldham could do Barnet a massive favour. The long ball is played. Is it going to be enough for Evans? Oh no! And it's Sutton have won it back in a dangerous area. And it's just about cleared away by Collins. Collins and Evans got into a bit of a miscommunication there. And just like that, things can change.
Absolutely. I think Danny Collins, they just got to deal with it. Don't wait for the keeper to come. Deal with it first. Ask questions later. Let the ball bounce. But fair play to Barnet. They eventually deal with it. But like you said, simple, long balls and just any costly errors or lapse in concentration and anything can happen. Especially with one goal in it.
And that's a poor ball from Sutton, and Collins can launch a counter-attack for the Beast down the right-hand side. He's got Simper chasing him. Collins dives into the box. Surely it's another penalty. He's not given it. He's pushed over, but it's not been given. And I'm getting some very dirty looks from the Sutton fans sitting in front of me.
Well. Danny Collins was driving into the box. It did look like as soon as he got into the box, he got his body in between him and the Sutton defender, and he did go down. The referee didn't give it. He didn't book it for diving either, or so. You could have just thought there wasn't a lot in it. But this referee, both teams feel aggrieved by him.
You've seen him given. It might have been a touch soft. It might have been a touch soft. We've just seen it on the replay there. And I'm getting heckled here. Getting heckled here, but that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Header away for Sutton United. Ball played back, and they can restart the attack with Lewis Simper here, just inside his own half. Decides to go diagonal towards Davis. The header has been missed, and Coker gets a header on it, and Evans hasn't managed to prevent the corner. It's a corner kick for Sutton United, and Dean Brennan is fuming with his own staff, or with his own bench. I don't know what point he's trying to make there.
I'm not sure. But that's smart life into Sutton United now.
Still 1-1 between York and Oldham. Sutton 1, Barnet 2. Temperature raised slightly here, and Josh Coley is coming on here for Kane Adom. Kane Adom, who scored for Gateshead his only goal of the season up in the northeast against Barnet in a 2-0 win. He's coming off for Josh Coley. He's scored 5 goals this season in 32 appearances, and he hasn't played since Dagenham and Redbridge away. He was back on the bench at the Aldershot in the Aldershot game. In it goes.
Good header, Danny Collins.
Great header away from Danny Collins. Hooked away. Is Stead going to rescue this? No. Sutton United win the ball back. Great work from Brown, but it's Lewis Simper with some great play. Good tackle in the end from Stead, and who's the throw? It's Reece Brown's throw, and he's going to take plenty of time to take this one, and the Sutton United fans around us are getting a bit frustrated, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they've been frustrated since the beginning of the game. Since they didn't get that first penalty, they feel like it's gone against them, but Barnet aren't also happy with the ref either. He's no one's best friend, to be honest. But the game's got a bit heated.
David Linwood says, Rory and Brian, put your hard hats on. Amy says, have you got armour on? Well, might need it if it continues in this vein. Have Barnet won a corner? No, it's a goal kick to Sutton United. 77 minutes gone, Sutton United 1, Barnet 2. Still 1-1 between York City and Oldham as it stands. Barnet can win the league at home to Aldershot on Saturday. Adioluwo goes back to Owen Evans, being chased down, gets it forward first time, no nonsense, up towards Reece Brown. Topolite wins the header easily, but Glover collects. Good touch from Glover, being chased down by Will Davis. And that's good defensive work from Will Davis, who goes up the line trying to find Naderson, but Tavares eases his man out of the way, and it falls kindly for Owen Evans, who sweeps. Rolls it out to Aluwo. Sutton not giving up the ghost.
Not at all. I mean, 2 positive changes from Steve Morrison, bringing on Coley, bringing on Davis, so he definitely sees something in it.
Well, there was a handball shout there against the Sutton player in the middle of the park, not given.
I think the whole Barnet faithful said it was a handball. Couldn't hear it from here.
And it's into the feet of Jack Sims, who can launch a long ball forward now, which he does down the right-hand side. Collins hooks it clear straight away, but nobody's up there, and Love was coming from an offside position, and it's back with Sims, and Sutton United have a spell of possession now. They're going direct here. Jack Sims launches one. Who's it going to find on the right hand side? It's hooked high up into the air on that far side. Is Stead going to manage to control it? Tried to win a header 5 times and never got there. Throw into Sutton, taken quickly. Simper in towards Davis to the middle, but didn't get the pass right, and it falls to Owen Evans, who can take his time to pick the ball up. 79 minutes gone. Dean Brennan saying get on with it to his goalkeeper. Here's Collins on the right hand side. Davis is running back to track with him. Great diagonal towards Love, who's in a ton of space here, but he's offside, and he got the finish wrong anyway, sliced it wide. But he was in acres of space on that left hand side, just needed to keep his position. Yeah, it was a good run from Lee Love. He pulled off his marker, but unfortunately just didn't look across the line. But great switch from Danny Collins. He's got that in his locker, and unfortunately Lee Love was just offside, but that would have been a really big chance. I'm being informed that Oldham just had another great chance to score, but alas, no goal. Seems like York were throwing everything at it in that game. Long ball played up. Collins intercepts. Hartigan gets it back down to Collins. Collins might go long here. He goes instead, calmly goes infield to Hartigan. Hartigan drives past the halfway line for the Bees, lays it off to Ryan Glover on this right hand side. Here's Brown. Back to Glover. Glover gets one into the box first time, and Love collects it. Bit of a heavy touch, but he's still in the penalty area. Can he get it back to Glover? He can. Still Glover now. In towards Brown. Brown, great feet from him. Still Brown. Can he get the ball into the box? Drills one into the middle, and Odelusi's clearance just goes past his own post. That could so easily have been an own goal. Oh, absolutely fantastic play from Reece Brown. Gives the drop of the shoulder, finds a yard, puts it across the box, and fair play to Odelusi, gets a touch in it, but that could have been in his back of the net. That could have been game over. But brilliant play from the Bees and brilliant from Reece Brown. So it's a corner kick to the Bees. Ben Coker. Can he get one of these deliveries right? He goes short to Brown, who gives it back to him. Coker gets one in towards the back post. The header is in! It's Adialuwo! And that should be game, set and match now! It's yet another magnificent, crucial goal from the centre-back. Adialuwo, no one was stopping that header. And it's Sutton United 1, Barnet 3. Over to you, Oldham. Wow. It's Adialuwo. We said he comes up with big goals. And he hit at the back post. It's a brilliant delivery from Ben Coco. He said he's got a wonder of a left foot, and that's it right there. Puts to the back post. Adialuwo rises high. So he wanted it more than anyone did. And he puts it into the back of the net. And that surely should be over at Gander Green Lane. And that's the goal Dean Brennan would have wanted, just to ease any sort of potential nerves or comeback. That should be it. It was right into the corner, unsavable. He headed it back where it came from, and he immediately went over to the large Bees travelling contingent and slid on his knees, or his backside even. And it's 3-1 to the Bees. They've got a bit of breathing space now. And also 3-1 was my prediction at the start of the game. Oh, might be over your Rubicon, but here come the Bees looking for another one. Here's Stead, gets it over to the right-hand side of the floodgate's going to open. No! Reece Brown had the ball, and he just slipped over and couldn't recover, and he's going to have to track back now against Topolai. He's pulled the shirt of his man there, and that's going to be the easiest yellow card of James Bancroft's career. Well, you would think this game is done and dusted now, unless Sutton can repeat the scoreline that they managed last time at the Hive. It seems unlikely now. Yeah. They don't usually score, they don't ever really score more than one goal at home to Sutton United. And it's a tall order with 10 men as well. A man down. And as it stands, the Bees can do it at home on Saturday, unless Oldham can find a winner. If York obviously find a winner, they can still do it at home. But the free kick for Sutton is in towards the back post, headed away, and it'll be picked up again. In towards the box, and surely he's offside there. He's not. The shot came in, and here's Simper, goes from long range and gets that horribly wrong. It's a wild effort, and it's over the top. of the stand behind the goal.
Dean Brenner's not happy with something.
He rarely is happy, is Dean Brennan. He won't be happy until it's done and dusted.
That's all.
But as it stands, Barnet need just one more point to secure the league mathematically.
This puts Barnet, how many points would it put them on if they win this game?
Well, why don't we get the official stat? Well, as it stands,
96.
Barnet on 96 points.
4 points off the 100 points total that he wants.
York on 90. What a huge win. It's a season-defining game, really.
Oh, it's absolutely.
It's a season-defining game, no matter what. Because even if York win now, Barnet can still win the league at home on Saturday to Aldershot in front of their own fans. And something tells me that's going to be a busy one at the Hive.
Oh, for sure. That's going to be a special day. Today's a special day, but that one next week at the Hive, Barnet potentially winning the league title in front of all their fans. I'm sure it will be a sellout.
The long ball was played up to Leon Love, but he couldn't keep it in, and it's a goal kick for Sutton United with just 5 minutes left on the clock. Sutton United 1, Barnet 3. And of course Sutton down to 10 men, so if they were to come back from this, it would be something quite spectacular. They have done York no favours. And I don't think Will Davis will be shedding too many tears about not doing Matt Ugler any favours, given what Matt Ugler said about his Gucci wash bag.
Absolutely. I'm sure Will Davis is not too disappointed to lose this game if it means York have to go through the playoffs. But got to give credit to Barnet, a real professional performance. Started the first half brilliantly, started the second half even better. Goals at the beginning of each half. And this has been a real professional performance. Haven't allowed Sutton to even get a sniff into the game. Of course, Sutton are down to 10 men, which makes it 10 times harder. But you've got to give credit to Barnet. You just got to do your job, and that's what they've done. They've gone on to win this game. Of course, there's 5-6 minutes left of this game, but it's hard to see Sutton United getting any sort of goal in this game. And obviously, it's good to see Jermaine Francis get a little run out as well.
Yeah, Jermaine Francis is being prepared, and he's ready to come on. Leon Love went down injured briefly. Let's hope he's okay. He's applauding the Bees fans. And he is going to have to come off here, and he's going to be replaced by Jermaine Francis, who spent the majority of the season on loan at Braintree. Had a brilliant season, has Jermaine Francis for the Iron. Probably the highlight, scoring against York City to secure that win for the Iron.
Bees fans appreciate him for that. I remember his tweet after the game. He did say, hope you Bees fans enjoyed that one, which we certainly did.
Certainly did, and on he comes now as Barnet try and see this out with minimal fuss. Still 1-1 between York City and Oldham. Headed forward. Can Francis get ahead of his man? He's toppled. Well, he's eager as Jermaine Francis, but it was good defending in the end from the Sutton United centre-back.
It was a good turn of pace from Jermaine Francis as well.
So Hayden Miller did well there. But you can see exactly what Jermaine Francis is all about.
Yep.
Raglan with the all-important goal for Oldham Athletic that keeps things level there. Long ball played up to Davis, it's hooked away. Sutton regain possession inside the Bees half with Muller. Still, I think, a sense of nervousness in the Barnet end. It's not quite a full-on party atmosphere yet, although We're On Our Way is being sung, and Shelton unfortunately slips over and concedes a corner kick over on the far side, and Sutton United have a chance to get the ball into the box. They play it short, in it comes towards the front post. Glover gets it clear, and Brown is in the right place to bring this out. He's surely been bundled off the ball. He has Mark Shelton, and Sutton United have committed a foul, and Barnet can breathe a sigh of relief there, and it's a free kick just on the edge of their own box.
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly what we want. Slow the game down. You don't want Sutton to get any sort of momentum going to the last few moments. Slow it down, keep the clock ticking, and ever so close to a big 3 points, as you mentioned previously. And the good thing as well is that I'm seeing Barnet have got 3 better goal difference as well. So if it was to go down to that, which I doubt it will do, Barnet do have the edge in that sense.
Yeah, we never know with York, though. They can score 7 when they fancy it, can't they?
Yeah, they can do.
Well, that was against Aldershot, who the Bees have got next. So anything like that, a sort of, when Chelsea used to win the Premier League and they used to win 7-1 or 8-0, 8-0, I remember against Wigan, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Glover hooks it forward towards Jermaine Francis. Wouldn't it be fantastic if Jermaine Francis got a goal today? Brown nips in ahead of his man, and the deflection falls kindly for Callum Stead over on the far side. Can he get it back to Ben Coker on the left-hand side? Back to Stead again. And now Coker. Stead again. Back with Hartigan. Now Stead and Hartigan again, all on that far side. Plays it back to Aluo, and there's a composure about the Bees that we haven't seen for a few games. Evans slices one down the right. Francis heads it athletically forward and almost gets onto his own header. Can Stead get the ball down? No, he heads it back to Coley. Got great feet from Coley there, and here comes Davis. Well, that's run out of play, and it's a throw-in to the Bees on the far side.
Yeah, this game seems to be petering out nicely for Barnet. Exactly what they would have wanted.
8 minutes. Well, I think that was about the same as last time.
Yeah.
When the match finished 3-3, and I've got a senior member of the Barnet staff looking at me quizzically.
Yeah, I'm not sure where you got 8 minutes from. Not been many subs. Barnet have made one change, I think, in this whole second half. Sutton have made about 2. Where 8's come from, I don't know. The good thing is it's 2 goal difference, so Barnet do have room for any potential error.
Well, Billy Clifford is getting stripped and ready here. Here come the Bees down the far side. Hooked high into the air by Odalusi. Where's it going to drop? For Jermaine Francis wins the header, but can only get it backwards, but it's fallen kindly for Shelton, who scored 2 goals this afternoon. Brilliant play from the Bees now. Is Collins, will he go from the effort? It's in towards Francis, but it's just over his head. And you thought actually Collins might just go for goal there.
Yeah, it was a bit of a tough angle to go for goal, but a really good delivery into the box. Jermaine Francis, if he just times for a little bit better, he would have gotten the end of that. Whether it was onside or not, I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, it looked like he might have strayed offside, and Clifford is going to be coming on imminently to shore up that midfield, I'm sure.
And Cropper as well.
But here comes Sutton United. They do like a late goal, do Sutton United, I'm afraid to report, although they're not going to get one like that, and it's loose play from them, and it's out for a throw-in. Yeah, I can tell you they scored an 87th minute goal against Rochdale, a 94th minute goal against Southend to equalise against Nick Hayes. 92nd minute against Daggers. They scored in the 86th and the 88th against Fylde, so they do keep going this Sutton side, but maybe this is different, especially given that they have only got 10 men and they're up against a Barnet side with a lot to gain from this result.
Absolutely. I mean, if they were to score 2 goals another time, it would be bordering on somewhat of a miracle, because the way Barnet are playing at the moment, they're playing with so much freedom, so much confidence. I think they can smell the league title, of course. It wouldn't be confirmed yet, but it will be a massive step towards that. And they can go into the Aldershot game knowing that all you need is a point, and in front of a packed out Hive crowd, which you anticipate. What a day that will be next week Saturday.
We're into a minute and a half of added time at York. It's still 1-1. If York were to score a late winner, it would mean that the Bees need 3 points on Saturday to win it. If it stays the way it is, though, as you say, it is just a point.
Yeah.
And Barnet have been grounding out quite a few draws recently, so
yeah.
You'd take another one.
You'd take
on
another
that one occasion. You would.
To win the league title, it would. You absolutely would.
2 minutes left at York.
I'm sure Dean Brennan wants that 100 points total as soon as he can.
Yeah, and he's got 2 more games in which to do it.
Yeah.
And he only needs 4 points. And of course, the last game of the season is against Fylde, already relegated. Most teams win up at Fylde. We're into 3 minutes of added time here at Sutton, 5 to go. But the Bees have a 2-goal cushion courtesy of Adi Aluwo after Mark Shelton's double.
Ben Coker getting a nice round of applause by the Barnet fans. Obviously Ben Coker with the assist for the 3rd goal.
Cropper,
important 3rd goal.
Cropper has just come on. We're on the way to the Football League as the chant up towards Francis. Has he managed to head it towards Stead? Stead just caught on his heel slightly, and it falls kindly for Jack Sims, who can drop kick it forwards towards Henry Sandat, and it goes out of play for a Sutton throw inside the Bees' half on the far side. 45 seconds left at York. Is there going to be late drama at the LNER, or is it going to be just a point needed on Saturday to get the job finally done? Timo Kanar is supporting from Rotterdam. Come on, Barnet. I see a lot of nervous energy in the chat about what's going on at Oldham.
The main thing is that Barnet have done their job as it stands so far, which is the most important thing. Of course, York dropping points is an added bonus, but it's always going to be in Barnet's hands, and that's what they're doing. They're doing their job, and they keep the faith motto that was told last week. The fans have got that back if they ever lost it.
Glover launches one first time up the wing towards Francis, who's working really hard to get this, and the header, where's it going to fall kindly? Brown just about gets his foot in front, and he's won the ball here. Back to Glover. Can the Bees put some gloss on the scoreline here? Great touch from Stead, back to Glover. Can he spread the play over to Jordan Cropper, who's drifted over to the left? Cropper dinks one into the middle, and that's a poor ball, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick. Still they play at York City. No, they don't. It's just finished at the LNER Community Stadium. It's finished York 1, Oldham 1, which means just a point required on Saturday to get the job done. Thank you, Oldham Athletic, and thank you, Barnet, for putting in a brilliant performance.
Yep. That's exactly what we would have wanted, of course. Oldham winning would have been the best scenario, but York dropping points was the main thing, and that's what's happened today. And Barnet doing their job, which is always a positive. So 6-point gap, which means that York can only match Barnet's total and hope for a better goal difference in order to win the league. So if Barnet score enough goals, if they get the point next week, it's all done and dusted, and you like to think they'll be able to do that.
In front of it's almost the ideal scenario, in front of your own crowd.
Exactly that. And I wonder if the league title will be at the Hive next week. You'd like to think so, if they can lift in front of the home fans.
Oh, it surely will be.
Surely will be.
I think
it's not reserved for the end of the season, is it?
Get that champagne in the... put that champagne in the freezer.
Yep.
Get it ready. Well, Dom Telford is going to be the final change for the Bees this afternoon, just to eke out a few more seconds, I think. Literally just a minute and 20 seconds left. Yeah, the champagne is unthawing. Just one more game left. On comes Telford. Come on, you Bees from Norwich, says Ari. Josie says we'll be listening in again and hoping on Saturday. Amy can't wait for Saturday. Piano Discordian, thanks Rory and Brian for your fantastic commentary as always. Wish I could be at the Hive next week, but we'll be here in Sydney listening to you, which is very much the next best thing. How very kind of you.
Yeah, amazing.
I mean, we did pay you to say that, but it's still very, very kind of you. Thank you. Wishing you all the best in Oz.
Next week is going to be an amazing atmosphere at the Hive. Oof, can't wait to get there. Hopefully see the league title being lifted.
Another long ball played up. Maybe one more chance for the Bees to make it 4, but Sutton come away with it now. Here's Simper, Jermaine Francis working really hard to close him down, and that's just the work rate that he brings.
Absolutely.
And this entire Barnet side brings. They're 3-1 up with literally seconds to play and still working really hard to keep everything as it is. James Bancroft will surely blow the full-time whistle any minute now, unless Barnet can launch one final counter. Billy Clifford should have played it. Callum Stead early doors there, but instead goes wide to Glover, and the Bees calm it down. It's Cropper back to Evans, who launches it forward, and Odelusi's just going to let that go. Stead chases it, but it's going to come to Jack Sims, who keeps it in. Oh, and there's It's fallen, and surely go from the halfway line, surely. Ryan Glover now has the ball on the left-hand side. Could there be one more chance for the Bees? Can't quite get it right. Telford can't quite get his feet right. Stead nips in there. Here's Collins. Collins, brilliant ball. It's Stead. Great save from Sims. He just got there, did Jack Sims. Stead almost got a toe on it, and here comes Sutton United launching a counter-attack. It would surely be too late for anything now. The referee still plays on. We're on into added time. On added time, there's the whistle. It could well be, and may well be, a season-defining result for Barnet Football Club. It was even for vast swathes of this game. It swung, the pendulum swung several times, and we were keeping a close eye on the York score. And that game ending 1-1. I've just had someone say a very nice thing to us on commentary. I thought it was a heckler, but it wasn't. It was someone saying, "I just want to say your commentary is the best." That's a very, very kind thing to say.
Kind.
I will carry on with the spiel now. Sutton United 1, Barnet 3. It looked like an even game for so long, didn't it? Penalties here, penalties there, penalty shouts here, penalty shouts there. Mark Shelton opened the scoring. You thought maybe it would be Barnet's day, but Sutton United pegged them back with a deserved penalty. Owen Evans almost saved it, and we went into half-time level, but shortly after the half-time whistle, the Bees came out, and Tyler French got himself sent off thanks to Lee and Love. The denial of the goal-scoring opportunity, and the referee had no choice but to send the captain off, and at that moment things changed. That was the moment Shelton calmly put it past Jack Sims, who dived the wrong way. You can hear the boos around us here for the referee. Sutton United fans did not rate James Bancroft's performance. It was a very, very difficult game to officiate. So sympathy with him, really. But I think the penalties he did give were the correct decisions.
Absolutely, they were.
But Barnet managed to get that all-important third goal to really set on the nerves. Sutton brought on Will Davis, but it didn't make any difference. 18 goals a season, and Sutton yet again failed to score more than one goal at home. They didn't have much to play for, but they gave Barnet a good game up until that red card, realistically. And you just felt the tension drain away from those Barnet players once they got their noses in front. They knew that this was the moment, and they seized it. And it has finished here at Gander Green Lane. Sutton United 1, Barnet 3, which means that Barnet can win the title at home to Aldershot on Saturday with just 1 point. Brian.
Absolutely, I've got to echo what you said, Rory. A brilliant result for Barnet. Like I said, it tiptoed, it was tipsy-turvy at times, especially in that first half. Barnet took the lead, it was a great start. Mark Shelton deflected effort into the back of the net. You thought that was going to be the start of the many. But fair play to Sutton. They pulled it back. They got themselves level with a penalty shout. They thought they should have had one earlier on in the game. But it was really 50-50, and at half-time, it was 1-1 in this game, and York were winning. They were only 2 points behind. It felt like the world was ending. But in the second half, Barnet came out fire, strong, and got the lead through a penalty. Lee and Love got brought down in the box. Mark Shelton stepped up, sent the keeper the wrong way. And then from there, it was comfortable from Barnet, and Addy Lewin put the ice on the cake with just a few more minutes to go. Ben Coker's fantastic delivery, and Addy Lewin has come up so big this season with his goals, scoring his 5th this season. And like you said, next week's going to be a party atmosphere because Barnet will only need just one singular point to confirm the league title. And what a day it's going to be next week at the Hive.
Absolutely phenomenal result for Barnet Football Club. We always knew that our destiny was in our own hands, and it didn't really matter what York did, but York have finally dropped points after an incredible run themselves against Oldham Athletic, who have done the Bees a big favour here. But even if York had won, Barnet could still have won the title on Saturday because they got the job done today. But instead of a win, they can do it with just 1 point. Callum Williams, who is going to be travelling back from Brazil to watch the Aldershot game. Daryl Levine says thank you. Rory and Brian, I think he says Ryan, but he means Rory. I'll forgive him for that. Not Ryan. Rory and Brian for your wonderful commentary. Ludo says the Bees are going up. Mark Winter says, can you hear me? York City. And Alan Casimir says, I live near Boston and I am Bees supporter. I'm a Bees supporter, so
good to hear.
Great win for the Bees, Alan. And I hope it's as enjoyable near Boston as it is in Sutton right now, or wherever it is you have been listening. Thank you so much again for joining Hive Live's commentary, whether you just listen to us or synced it up with DAZN. We will be back for Barnet versus Aldershot on Saturday, where hopefully, and the likelihood is, that Barnet will wrap up the title at long last at home. So we look forward to seeing you there. If you can't make it in person, or even if you can, just shove it. Why not shove our commentary on your phone? Why not? Shove it in the headphones.
Get it on there.
But once again, it has finished. Sutton United 1, Barnet 3. Look out for our post-match podcast, which we will be recording very shortly. We'll be going through the game, dissecting it, what it means, of course, and just revelling in it, really. We've got a lot to go through. So we will see you there. Make sure you follow at Hive Live Radio on social media, on Twitter. And come on, you Bees.